Hello, and welcome back, subscribers, to another Sunday Speedpaint. I am excited for today's video. I am going to be gushing about Sonic the Hedgehog, so stick around and grab some popcorn. This is going to be a long video. I have been dying to make another Sonic the Hedgehog video. My last one did not do it justice at all, because I was worried about being a cringy Sonic the Hedgehog fan, so we're just going to say fuck that, and we're going to continue on today. Now, I would say I am a very big Sonic fan, but I am not a mega Sonic fan. I had as many plushies, t-shirts, video games as I could get my grubby little paws on, but I also wasn't one to play every single Sonic game, so my opinion holds towards the games that I have enjoyed that have stood the test of time for me. So, with the speed paint on in the background, let's first review the trailer for the new Sonic Frontiers. I am excited for this game. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this I got Sonic Adventure vibes, Sonic 06 kind of, but hopefully more fleshed out. So many different thoughts ran through my head, and then when I saw this little segment here, I was a little bit stumped on if we were gonna just get more Sonic Forces kind of thing going on, with this weird glitchy effect. I thought, is he trapped inside of a fake simulated world? I mean, it wouldn't be too far-fetched after the last one, but at the same time, we defeated Infinite, so I'm not sure if they're doing a sort of reboot situation. I also don't see any other characters, so I don't know if Sonic is just all by himself, or if we might have the other characters. I would love it if we could play as Silver and SBO and some of the other characters again, but I don't think we're gonna get anything like Sonic Heroes again in a long while, if at all. But I'm also curious if we might get any sort of look into maybe if this is a past or present or future situation, or, you know, if we have a new threat, or if it's Eggman again. Whether this is a new threat or an old one expanded, I'm curious, but without any more information until new trailers come out, we'll just have to wait and see. Now let's turn back the clock to the early 2000s. I had a GameCube, and I played Spyro the Dragon and Pokemon on it, but the game that I remember playing the most, and I have such a photographic memory of the world and all of its locations and the characters, is Sonic Adventure. I played the Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut edition, and I had so much fun, and I can never skip this intro. I have the game on my Xbox when I want to replay it, and just seeing the introductory cutscene here, the intensity of this could work as a trailer for the game as well, just because you see the rushing, and then eventually it shows that it's Sonic rushing to save everyone, and this monster slowly pieces itself together, and this montage right here still gives me chills. Chaos definitely deserves its title as, well, chaos, because it's chaotic, monstrous, and the more Chaos Emeralds it has, the stronger it gets and the new forms it takes on, but also the fact that in this game, we learn that the Chows have such a great importance, and I really wish that we would bring them back in future video games, or even their own little separate spin-off game. Do you realize how much money you could make, Sega? Just bring back the Chows. But anyways, this also gave me a lot to work with the characters, and I feel like it shows Knuckles is, well, he's gullible, and he doesn't have a clue what he's doing, but he's trying his best to just protect the Master Emerald. Tails is being an awesome best friend to Sonic and helping as much as he can. Amy is, like, really badass in this, and even with, like, some of the other side characters, like Big the Cat, and some in the flashbacks, like Tikal, they all have their importance to the story, and I didn't realize just how important all of that ties together for this game. It was so much fun, and replay value definitely for playing this game over and over again to get any information that was missed. For nostalgia's sake, here's a couple of my favorite soundtracks from the game. This game overall had a nice feel to it. Whether it was a serious moment or a sad moment, it had me captivated, but then there was also some scenes like this. In the introduction scene here, just the police cars are drifting like how I used to play with cars as a kid, like on the tabletops. It brings back my inner child, and I enjoy this game, and I will probably be replaying it later on today. Then we have Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I played this game on the Xbox 360 a couple times over before I got it on my Xbox One to play it over again. This, introducing Shadow the Hedgehog, I think is his solid like proper backstory, not that he's actually secretly a robot, or the Shadow the Hedgehog video game that I'll get into shortly, where he's like, oh, I'm secretly an alien or a clone or all these other things, when his backstory is right here, plain and simple, that he was on the Ark with Maria and Professor Gerald, and he was created based off of, well, chaos and how it was supposed to be the ultimate life form, but then we had the Bio-Lizard, which was the failed experimental version, which I think, if you look at it, and you look at Chaos from Sonic Adventure, the resemblance is uncanny. You also have segments when you're aboard the abandoned space colony Ark where you can see the failed projects, where you have some that look quite a lot like Chaos, that are just kind of hovering about with these little mechanics on their head, that if you destroy those, they're destroyed, but everywhere else, just like how Chaos, you can't hit him with bullets or anything, he's indestructible. So I think that kind of fleshes out why they kind of, like, made Shadow the Hedgehog the way he was. Whether he is or isn't immortal is something that I still don't know, because though he is still alive in games after this, Sonic Adventure 2 leaves us off with the cliffhanger, which, yes, this is technically spoilers, but at this point, it's kind of an important part of Shadow's backstory, is that he gives himself up for the sake of, you know, having the humanity that Maria taught him, that the people on that Earth deserve a chance to live. This game also fleshed out Eggman to where I feel like this version of him definitely fits to what I know as Eggman. He's not cold-hearted killer. He's pretty much just like, I want to rule the world and have everybody look at me as ultimate, you know, but he's not as bad as his grandfather Gerald, in the case that I don't think Eggman has a reason really to go out for revenge, because as far as I know, nobody that Eggman personally has known in such a close connection has ever perished in such a way as, well, the fact that Professor Gerald lost Maria and everyone on board that Ark in the blink of an eye when he was trying to experiment and Bio-Lizard into something that could save the world. I also like that this game has mechanics that I feel we need to implement in more Sonic games, of the destructive power, and also the fact that you can go off course in this game and it rewards you for taking side paths. I just think that this game has a lot to it, and one of the big selling points for me is the fantastic soundtrack that goes along with it. Have a listen. Moving right along to my next favorite game, Sonic Heroes. This game, oh my gosh. When I look back on it and I ask other people's reviews of things, a lot of them point out that the game sucked, but I gotta disagree with that very strongly, just for the fact that, besides nostalgia, this game had a lot of diverse variety for the levels that you played. I mean, you go from a pretty much Green Hill Zone standard to a casino to a haunted house level, and you go through all different kinds of things just to kind of, like, go from either the Sonic story, the Shadow story, you have Team Amy, and then you have a new one, I think it's called Team Chaotic, with Espio in them, and you learn so much about these characters through their story and their viewpoints of what's going on, and I gotta say, I wish that we could get more of this, like what we did in Sonic Generations, of, like, if we could just redo the entire, like, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic Heroes games again, that would be awesome. Not gonna lie though, when I did play Sonic Generations and I saw that they had levels from pretty much all of the past games, I was excited but sad, because I want to see this Metal Sonic in some future games, because look at how badass that looks and terrifying that is. We haven't had him since this game. But also, this game has some hilarious mechanics where if you're playing as the strong character, you use your friends as your punching gloves and throw them like volleyballs. It is hilarious. Take a look at some of the segments. I have to say though, Tails' voice in this sounds so adorable, but so weird.
that spot when you lose a life. Each checkpoint increases the leader's level too.
Got it! Shit!
Can you break this rock, Knuckles?
I wonder. Never mind, those guys were definitely up to no good.
Enemies detected 200 meters ahead. Initiating battle mode.
Hey guys!
I do like that they kept this dynamic between these three. This is kind of nice.
Our top priority is Eggman. Don't forget that. No time to waste.
You're too serious, Omega.
But speaking of Shadow the Hedgehog, let's address the elephant in the room of this game. I like it. And you can fight me in the comments section about this one, because as edgy as this boy is in this game, you gotta admit this is like the GTA/Saints Row edition of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this, it was so weird. I wanted to know more about this story, because yeah, this game feels like a fever dream for Sonic games out of all the ones previous to it, but it was something that I enjoyed. The levels that are in this game are so weird, but I gotta say, I love some of the soundtracks. I'll share some with you in a minute, but let me just go over the fact that you have aliens, you have the gun soldiers, you have Sonic and his friends, you have Shadow going off on his own path, you have flashbacks to Maria, and again, why can't Shadow just not have amnesia for a moment and have to go through the tormented perishing of Maria all over again? Like, cut this hedgehog a break already. Like, he's, like, pent up and edgy, but not this pent up and edgy. Like, they took every single piece of rage and just threw it all into one game. But at the same time, it weirdly works for this game from what I remember. And I even remember, this was one of the weird things about this that, like, it made me want more, because this had multiple endings to the game, and I wanted to play through each game's ending, the hero ending, the neutral ending, or the, like, super evil ending, just to see how Shadow interacts with all these different ones, and then try to figure out what was the true ending for myself. I gotta say, it is still well worth it, but let me show you a little bit of the game.
Promise time, huh? Well then, time to go and fulfill this promise.
We need assistance! No! Stop! Hey, Shadow. Long time no see. Looks like these black creatures really mean business.
What is this sensation? I feel weightless atop this light. I see. I can control which way this leads.
Shadow, this is the information highway system that they call cyberspace. Delete the core program that controls the data and the world will plunge into chaos.
I'd also like to add that they bumped up Eggman's theme song. Moving along to the most recent game that filled me with disappointment, even this, the song attached to this little intro, in my opinion, sucks. It tries to hype you up that you're working together with Sonic and you're unified, where it's like, we need you, and I'm not strong enough on my own, and they could have done so much better. But alongside many other fans, I will agree that the mods that people have made and the alternate story ideas that people came up with are much better than what we actually got. I thought that we were going to have classic Sonic versus Metal Sonic. I thought we were going to have the modern Sonic versus, like, Chaos. And even some of the other heroes, like, it would be nice if we could have had our OC up against Infinite all by ourselves, where perhaps there was a rivalry between those two, not Shadow the Hedgehog basically saying he was weak and that's what pushed him over the edge. I would get it if his story build-up was more where he perhaps was on the side of the heroes but wasn't able to help his, ally, which could have been your OC, and perhaps maybe he was thought to be dead, and perhaps when he finds out that he's alive, perhaps your OC tries to reason with him that he wasn't weak, Now, we've seen this before with Eggman, that perhaps for Infinite's story it could be the case of tricking him like he did with Knuckles, where he could say that Sonic is truly the evil one, and that if he wants to be on the side of a stronger team and prove that Shadow is weak, perhaps if Shadow the Hedgehog's thing is that it is still him calling him weak, Eggman can point out the fact that Shadow used to work with him and was on his side, and point out his weaknesses and tear teams of Sonic's friends apart one by one by pointing out their weaknesses, since he would know them, and he's also bringing up past enemies that haunt them, classic Sonic being Metal Sonic, Sonic being, of course, Chaos, and maybe Shadow with some of the others. Like, it could all fit so much better with the way that Infinite can just create these visions of haunting replicas of their worst nightmares, and I think that that could have been a better fit. And something that I really wish that they would have did was the customization, where they had a potential and they could have made bank on this if they added more of what I feel fans would have wanted. It feels more like a Sonic Boom type of inclusion of the outfits and accessories that your character can equip, and even the weapon, in sort of quotation marks, that you use as your special power. It would have been nice if some of the characters had proper bonus powers, like if you had a bunny character like how Cream could flap their ears like wings, perhaps giving some of the fox or wolf-like creatures burrowing capabilities, or speed for the hedgehogs, or even boost of strength for some of them that are like Knuckles. It would have been such a great way to incorporate more variety for the characters and make it feel more like they were an addition to the Sonic world and not just what look like living dolls. I'm not gonna lie, some of the background ones look really bad. Like, even in Sonic Boom's TV show, the background characters look more lively and inclusive than some of these in the game. I feel like they just had stagnant doll-like characters that just look so haunting when I look at them when I'm playing the game. Another thing is, like, there are an army of many Sonic fans and even people who have made mods of this game that would have probably been happy to help with this, but I don't know. Overall, I enjoyed a little bit of the game, but I couldn't finish it. I had to watch someone else play through it to get to the ending to see what happened, and it's sad that there is almost no replayability to most of the modern games. Sonic 06 and Sonic Unleashed would have to be the last games that I have played besides Generation in the modern era, if that gives any indication of how detached I am from modern Sonic games until the new one comes out. Overall, I have to say, the different types of Sonic games that have come out over the years have had a nice blend of variety, but at the same time, it does sacrifice a bit of consistency with the amount of changes. I didn't even mention some of the games that I haven't played, such as Sonic and the Black Knight, and Sonic and the Secret Rings, which were more storybook-based, which put them into different worlds. Then, that also doesn't even include the Sonic Boom, or the TV shows or movies, or little short animations that they have produced out there. So there's a lot to cover, and I'll probably cover some more in a second video alongside my favorite and least favorite characters, and I don't know, maybe I'll cover a separate story about some of my Sonic OCs if you want to hear more about that. Overall, though, thank you for making it to the end of today's video. Boy, this was a long video by comparison of most of my other ones. I hope that you guys have been enjoying more of these talk videos and hearing more about how I feel about a lot of these franchises, because I am a fan of just about everything out there, so if there's something you want me to cover, let me know, and if you haven't already, subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!